Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. I'm Chloe, and I am here with my co-host, Akash. Today, we are tackling something that, honestly, probably keeps half of you awake at night. We're going to figure out how to say no at work politely without ever sounding lazy, rude, or uncooperative. Hey, everyone, and yeah, Chloe hit the nail on the head. Setting boundaries at work is absolutely crucial. But look, if you're a non-native English speaker, or maybe you're just brand new to corporate culture, it can be incredibly stressful. So stick with us, because by the end of this explainer, you are going to have a completely structured, stress-free way to protect your time. And the best part? You'll actually sound way more professional doing it.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the last-minute panic.
Okay, we have all been there, right? Picture this. It's 4:45 p.m. on a Friday. You're wrapping up. Mentally, you are already on the weekend. And then, boom, a direct message from your manager drops onto your screen asking you to take on this massive, urgent project.
Literally, my heart rate spikes just thinking about that little notification sound. Because the immediate fear is, well, if I say no, I'm going to look totally uncooperative. You start spiraling, thinking your boss will assume you can't handle the pressure, or worse, that you're just not a team player.
Exactly. And you know what happens next? The panic sets in. We completely lose our strategic communication skills, and we just blindly react. And when we try to directly translate that sheer panic into English, we almost always fall into one of two huge traps. Trap number one is being way too blunt. If you just blurt out, "No, I am too busy," you're going to sound super defensive and aggressive.
Right. But then trap number 2 is honestly just as dangerous, being way too passive. If you type back, "Sure, I will try," just because you're terrified of conflict, you are overcommitting. And let me tell you, that is a one-way ticket to missed deadlines and serious burnout.
So how on earth do we avoid those traps? Well, let's move into section 2, prioritization, not refusal.
To really grasp this, we need to look at a disaster case study. And unfortunately for me, I am the disaster in this scenario.
Oh, I absolutely love the story. Please spill the details.
So, early in my career, I was completely buried in these end-of-month reports, just overwhelmed. My manager walks right up to my desk and asks me to organize this urgent presentation. I panicked. I looked right at him and I said this exact quote, "No, I can't do that today. My schedule is full."
Oh, ouch. That's rough.
It was brutal. Actually, scratch that. It was agonizing. There was this painfully awkward silence. He looked completely stunned and just slowly walked away. I realized in that exact moment, he didn't think I was busy. He just thought I was totally unwilling to help the team.
And see, that is exactly why we need to completely reframe how we approach this. The secret here is workload prioritization. Saying no in professional English is never actually about rejection. You aren't saying, "I refuse to work." What you're doing is managing your capacity. It is a subtle but absolute game changer. You go from being a stubborn roadblock to being a strategic partner.
Exactly. And to make that shift, you need the right vocabulary. One of my all-time favorite corporate terms is bandwidth. It's a noun, and it just means your mental or physical capacity to handle tasks. So instead of whining, "I'm too busy," saying, "I don't have the bandwidth," immediately makes you sound like this calm, structured professional who is just actively monitoring their resources. It totally removes the emotion and replaces it with pure logistics.
I love that word so much, bandwidth. Okay, so now that we've got the mindset and the vocabulary down, let's look at section 3, the 3-step blueprint. This right here is your core toolkit. It's a completely stress-free 3-step formula that lets you decline tasks politely without even an ounce of guilt. So here's the roadmap. Step 1, validate and buffer. Step 2, state your current capacity. And step 3, offer an alternative or prioritize. What is so brilliant about this is how it seamlessly guides the conversation, from acknowledging the request, logically laying out your limits, and then gracefully tossing the final decision right back to your manager.
Let's zoom in on step 1. The whole goal here is proving you are a helpful team player before you ever drop that boundary. You're validating the request. So you use phrases like, "I'd love to help with this, but," or "Thanks so much for thinking of me." These act as a social buffer, you know? It softens the interaction so the other person doesn't feel instantly rejected.
Then, once you've buffered, you slide right into step 2, which is the reality check. And the most crucial thing to remember here, no emotion. Zero. You are not making excuses, you're not sounding frantic, you are just stating objective facts. My bandwidth is completely full today with task X. Or, using another fantastic phrase, I am currently at full capacity. You're literally just giving a status update on your workload. And finally, we bring it all home with step 3, the collaborative pivot. You never ever just drop a no and run away. You offer a solution.
You can force the manager to choose by asking something like, if this takes priority, which of my current tasks should I pause? Or you just offer a realistic timeline, like offering to look at it Monday morning. You're proving that you want to help, but hey, the physics of time require a compromise.
Okay, the theory is great, but execution is the whole shebang. Let's move into section 4, live practice rounds.
So we are going to put this blueprint into action right now. We'll practice moving from that robotic, awkward refusal I used back in the day into smooth, professional collaboration. This is the golden email template. You just drop your specific details into those highlighted spots. So if my boss emails me out of nowhere about a new project, I just follow the flow. I'd reply, "Hi there, thanks for reaching out. I'd love to assist with this project, but my current bandwidth is fully focused on the Q3 marketing report. If this new task takes priority, let me know which current assignments I should deprioritize." Do you see how naturally those 3 steps blend together? It's respectful, it's crystal clear, and most importantly, it protects your time.
Beautifully done, Akash. Seriously, that sounded so professional. Now, before we get you, the audience, involved, I want to share one final incredibly useful idiom for managing these priorities: put on the back burner. It literally just means to delay a task until later. So instead of aggressively saying, "I'm stopping work on this," you just calmly say, "I'll put this on the back burner." It sounds infinitely more strategic.
All right, it is time for section 5, the Echo Challenge.
We are breaking the fourth wall today because just listening passively will only get you so far. To really build that muscle memory, we want you to actively speak these next phrases out loud with us, wherever you are.
You see that highlight on the screen? That is your visual cue. We're going to practice combining the buffer and the capacity steps. Are you ready? Repeat after me. Out loud, "I'd love to help, but my bandwidth is full today."
Excellent. You are sounding like a seasoned professional already.
Okay, let's try the next one. This one gets you really comfortable using that objective, fact-based phrase, "at capacity." Here we go. Say it with me. "I'm currently at full capacity with the quarterly report." Perfect! Did you notice how calm and factual that feels? Absolutely no guilt necessary.
All right, let's bring the whole thing together with our final interactive prompt. Let's master the collaborative pivot using that new idiom Chloe just taught us. Ready? Let's hear it. If this is urgent, which task should I put on the back burner? Brilliant. When you drop that phrase, you are politely putting the responsibility of prioritizing right back onto the manager, which is exactly where it belongs. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. But it leaves us with one final vital question to ask you. Which phrase will you use to protect your bandwidth this week? Your challenge is to pick just one of the phrases we covered today and actually test it out the next time a last-minute request lands on your desk.
Absolutely. Protect your time and do it with total confidence. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. And hey, make sure to tune in next time where we're going to be diving into the absolute best ways to handle critical feedback without getting defensive. Trust me, you do not want to miss that one. See you then.